Hey, how's it going? My name's Jackson, and I'm here to talk about something that I think is really cool. Welding. Welding is fucking cool, man, I tell you. So, I know I might not look it from the outfit. It's not a special occasion. If you watch my smile video, I just wear suits on a regular basis. I'm actually an iron worker. I work with steel for a living like a man. Yeah. And I don't weld personally, but I have my certificate in welding, and I watch people weld all day. It's fucking cool. It's really fucking cool. It's something that I'm personally very passionate about. It's something that I'll probably be doing for a living one day when I hopefully get promoted in however long it takes. And yeah, I just want to talk about it. So I'm sure all of you know what welding is, but what you might not know is that there's several different kinds of welding. There's four types of welding actually, at least that I know of. There's MIG, TIG, stick, and flux. And so let's start with MIG. MIG is It stands for metal inert gas. Don't don't ask what that means. I don't even know myself. Well, I kind of do, but it's not important. So the best way I can describe MIG, if you don't know what it is, it's basically like if you use a hot glue gun, but instead of hot glue, it's basically lava. So how a welder works is there's an electrode inside it, and there's a spool of wire that you pull the trigger and the wire shoots out. And when that wire touches metal, it causes an electrical reaction that causes a little bit of the wire to instantly liquefy and then instantly harden, which is so fucking cool. Like people are always saying how if you brought like a little Bic lighter back to the Stone Age and showed it to a caveman and like fire, they just like go crazy like what the fuck is that? Imagine if you showed like a mid-century peasant a welder, like you just like slap the hood down and you're like, hey, watch this, and you just start vaporizing metal that hardens instantly in front of them. They just like you just have a seizure and fucking die. I mean, like it's so cool that we as a species figured out how to do that. Like, do you guys realize how cool that is? We invented a device that causes electricity to surge through a wire, causing the metal to instantly liquefy and then instantly harden into a seal. It's like a hot glue gun, but it's lava. That's fucking cool. I mean, like, I can't even. That's so fucking cool, man. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm talking about. It's just cool. And then there's TIG. TIG is like a magic electric blowtorch because it's not a blowtorch, it's an electric blowtorch. It's kind of weird. There's no fire involved whatsoever, but it basically acts like a really like pinpoint blowtorch because there's like a like oxyacetylene torches, if you know what that is. It's like an actual blowtorch that just melts through steel if you hold it there. But TIG, which stands for tungsten inert gas, uses a tungsten electrode to you get really close to the metal that you're trying to weld, and then it just kind of sends like a beam of fire down. It's like a really small, really precise, insanely hot blowtorch of electricity. It's kind of hard to describe without like showing you. And and that's used for like really precise things because MIG adds material. MIG adds liquid wire to things and then forms a seal. TIG is just you're kind of just melting what's already there into a seal. So like you'll have like two things jut against each other like this, and you just kind of go along the line and melt it and fuse it together. It's really cool. You can make some insanely cool looking welds, really clean. It's like because it's not added, is you're not adding any material to it. It's just you just melt it along and you make this little puddle of liquid metal right in front of you. Like you can see it as you're doing it. I've done it myself, where you just kind of hold it there for a second until it liquefies, and then you have a little pool, and then you just kind of drag it along, and it just melts like butter, and it's so cool. The fact that we figured out a way to zap a tungsten electrode with enough electricity to make it shoot a little beam of fire down to melt steel in a matter of seconds. Like, am I the only one who thinks that's the fucking coolest thing ever? It like people don't talk about how cool it is enough. It's so fucking cool, man. I don't know. And then stick is kind of like MIG, it functions similarly to MIG as like an end result, but it's very different in the process. It like is an additive process. You're liquefying metal and adding it to like a seam, but instead of it being just like a gun full of wire, you have a like a gun with like an actual stick coming out of it that you periodically burn down, which is just like you're melting this stick instead. It's basically MIG, but instead of using wire, you're using a stick, literally. That's why it's called stick welding. And then the one downside of stick, is, which is kind of annoying, is that you're left with slag, where like it's just this outer like layer of this like gross metal coating shit that you have to break off with like a tool, like a hammer. And but yeah, then once you break it off, it looks really good. And then flux has all the chemical properties of stick, but it's wire. Where one of the big differences between MIG and stick is that MIG you have to use argon gas, because if you don't have the gas plugged into your welder, your welds will come out porous and they'll have a bunch of holes in them. And if you have trypophobia, you'll have a nightmare. And and it'll look terrible. It will not hold. It will be shit, because the argon gas is used as a shield to the natural atmosphere. Because if you're just welding without any gas, all those little air pockets, there's little tiny air pockets in this metal that you're liquefying, and then it gets in there. So the argon kind of acts as a shield to it, like in so it can properly cool with no holes in it or anything. Stick doesn't have that problem, because the that's what the slag is for, where there's a coating on the outer layer of the stick that you're burning down, which acts as a natural barrier like the gas. And then flux is kind of like that, except it's just electricity. Like, you don't need gas. Flux is basically MIG, but no gas. It functions like stick and MIG combined, and it's very hard to describe. But I mean, it's just so cool. I see it on a regular basis. I see it every day. I'm blinded by it. There's this thing called arc eye that my foreman at work was telling me about that I didn't know about until he told me. Where if you look at a welding arc for too long, because if you don't know, a welding arc is like a little miniature sun. It is insanely bright to look at. That's why you have to wear welding hoods. Um, Apparently, if you look at it too much and too long, you will like he said he woke up at like 3 in the morning one day, just at like the burning sensation, like someone threw, like he said that it felt like someone threw a bunch of sand in his eyes, and then he couldn't sleep because it lasted for hours. And so yeah, that's fun. So yeah, well, wear your welding mask when you're welding. Do that. I was going to wear a welding mask while recording this video because I thought it'd be funny and fitting, but I left it at work, so I could wear that Master Chief helmet, but I'm not re-recording the video. It's just cool, man. I mean, MIG is my personal favorite, and it's just like, have you ever seen someone MIG weld? I'm not going to insert a clip of it here because I'm far too lazy to edit, but it's so cool. Look up videos of people welding, not just like the end result, not just end welds, because welds are beautiful if you do them right. They look really good if you're experienced, but the process of it, you're creating just this arc of electricity through two pieces of metal that's liquefying and then instantly hardening, and you're just shooting lava that dries, and it's just fucking cool. It's fucking cool. And you'll go blind if you look at it, just like the sun. And also, it has ultraviolet radiation, which means, fun fact, not only can it sunburn the shit out of you and blind you, but it is also super sterile. If you're welding, you do not need to worry about like people coughing near you. You're gonna be fine. I mean, maybe not, but like all that ultraviolet light kills all the germs. Like if you're welding, you're being way more sanitary than you might think, because all that ultraviolet light is killing all the bacteria around you. It's super cool. But it's just I just really like welding. I uh I have my certificate. Hopefully I'll be able to do it at work someday. I'm just a laborer for now, but it's a good job though. And steel is cool. I don't know how to aluminum weld. That would be cool to learn. I don't know. And I just yeah, I thought I'd just talk about this for like 10 minutes. That's about it.